someone or something the same way my parents had hurt me, especially since I was dealing with the consequences of all their evil actions. Maybe I also wanted to lash out because I was a Spartan, and fighting was what we were naturally hardwired to do. If only dealing with my emotions were as easy as battling reapers. I didn't know which was worse, not feeling anything or feeling way too much. Or maybe it was going back and forth between the two extremes. Either way, the cold numbness and hot anger had been my constant companions ever since the day I found out about my parents. But I wasn't the only one who'd been devastated by the truth. So had my Aunt Rachel, who had always looked up to her big sister Rebecca. Aunt Rachel had been hurt just as badly as I had been, but she'd stepped up and taken me in anyway, despite all the horrible things my parents had done. She'd even put her dreams of going to culinary school in Paris on hold so she could stay here in Colorado and take care of me. Aunt Rachel has been so good to me this past year, and she did her absolute best to protect me. I didn't mean to snap at Aunt Rachel. Really, I didn't. That was my hot anger boiling up through the icy numbness and getting the best of me. Sometimes, though, it was hard to even look at her, since she had the same long, glossy black hair, green eyes, and pretty features that my mom had. The same black hair and green eyes that I had as well, and the same features that haunted me every time I looked in the mirror. More than once, I had thought about dyeing my hair neon pink, or wearing violet contacts so I wouldn't look so much like my mom anymore. Who wanted to be the daughter of notorious Reaper assassins, much less look exactly like one of them? Nobody, that's who. But that was me, Rory Forseti, and this was my life, like it or not. I didn't want to be like my parents, and not being like them meant not snapping at Aunt Rachel the way Mom had done so many times over the years, especially in the weeks right before she died. Or at least trying to make things better when I did snap at Aunt Rachel. So I forced myself to sit up straight and plastered a smile on my face. "I'm sorry," I said. "I'm just a little nervous. I'm sure you're right. This is my second year at Mythos, so it's bound to be easier. Besides, Loki has been defeated, so everyone can finally relax and get on with their lives without worrying about him or Reapers or mythological monsters anymore." Aunt Rachel turned back to me, a smile spreading across her face again. "Exactly! And everyone knows how much you helped Gwen and her friends defeat Loki at the Battle of Mythos Academy. They know that you're a good person, Rory. A hero, just like Gwen is. My dad, Tyson, and Gwen's dad, Tyr, were brothers, which made Gwen my first cousin. Gwen Frost was kind of a big deal in the Mythos Academy world these days. Okay, so she was more than just a big deal. She was like a freaking princess now, since, she'd found a way to trap Loki and keep everyone safe from the evil god forever. Several months ago, Loki and his Reapers of Chaos had stormed onto the Mythos Academy campus in Cypress Mountain, North Carolina, in one last desperate attempt to recover an ancient artifact that would restore Loki to full health so he could enslave us all. But Gwen had beaten the god, tricked him into almost killing her, so that she could sacrifice herself to trap him and save us. If I closed my eyes, I could still see Gwen lying on the floor of the Library of Antiquities, looking deathly pale, bleeding out from the stab wound she'd inflicted on herself with Vic, her talking sword, in order to stop Loki from taking control of her body, her mind, and her powerful psychometry magic. But Gwen had pulled through, thanks to some help from her friends and Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. Gwen truly was Nike's champion, the person who worked for the goddess in this realm, in every sense of the word. And now she was everyone else's champion too, the hero of all heroes. In an instant, Gwen had gone from just another gypsy girl to an outright celebrity. Gwen had told me that every time she walked across campus or worked at her job in the Library of Antiquities,